not on my honorable mention. He's on my list. So I gotta show some love to the steady work God himself, man. Monte Morris, man. I think particularly
I like
with
that.
Yeah.
yeah, I think particularly
Everybody
with
says the Nuggets are 16 Fakus, and then they have no good players, but
no
he's a really good ball handler. Can play
he
uh, off other great players. I like him. Not to cut you off.
he
Sorry.
no it's all good. He's perennially underrated. Even going back to what he did at Iowa State, like he had 4 years of just consistent production in a NBA esque system. And I think just in terms of, I found something just looking, researching for this episode today. He's sixth in win shares from the 2017 draft class. The only players in that draft class behind him are Jared Allen, who was first, Bam, Jason Tatum, John Collins, and Donovan Mitchell. So the guys that he's ahead of, De'Aaron Fox, Kyle Kuzma, uh, Laurie Marketing, Lonzo, Malik Monk, Isaac, Fultz. So that's just to tell you, like, he's been a constant presence on that team. We talk about the just the chemistry that he has with Jokic, and yeah, like you said, it's real easy just to be like, I think Jokic is, like I said, we're gonna get to this in the future, I suppose, about the MVP conversation. But Jokic is definitely putting himself in that conversation, and it's real easy just to discredit the supporting pieces in Denver right now. But Monte Morris has just been a steadying presence for that team. I think his passing is underrated. Just his decision, he's one of the best decision makers in that in the league. I think, especially if you talk about is he a starting point guard in the league? I think you can get away with Monte Morris starting. If the rest of your if your 2 through 5s are extremely talented, and you have Monte Morris, he's definitely going to get the best out of the guys that you have. Extremely efficient, just in terms of his shot making. And even his passing. I think his passing, he can make every pass that he needs to make. Just in terms of skip passes, bounce passes over the top. Him and Jokic. I think one thing that he does incredibly, and I think it's a part of just the synergistic nature of that Denver team, to where, we talked about the Jamal Murray and Jokic having all-time offensive ratings while they were on the floor together, and they haven't really lost much of that with Monte Morris on the floor. And a part of that, I think, just in terms of, like, teaching any young point guard, and I forgot. I think I was watching. I think it might have been Bill Raftery, in one of these games, just about the importance of, like, when you're making that pass, and in pick and rolls, or even ball screen actions, or just in general, the importance of making a quick pass. And that could be tough for certain point guards, and or even wings sometimes, where they can have a delayed read, and especially in the NBA, with the length and the athleticism, and how that goes. Windows and lanes to the basket can close up extremely fast. All these guys, the great rim protectors, they only need one step to really recover. And Monte Morris is always making that quick pass, getting the ball out of his hands, making sure that the ball is, like, whizzing around. So yeah, man, Monte Morris is my guy. And I think he's definitely probably one. He's been probably one underrated part of that team for sure, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. I think that he can play and start on really any team. Not to be hyperbole. Obviously, he's probably never going to make an all-star team. I don't think he'll ever make more than 20 million a year, 22 million a year, whatever it may be. And his contract isn't too uh, loaded right now, but you hit the nail on the head, I think, with the point about Murray and the synergistic nature of the team and how it relates to Morris. I feel like Morris and Barton, they have really good chemistry with Jokic, and it doesn't always get, discussed that I think that they have a team that, yes, they're drawing blanks sometimes talent-wise, compared to maybe a Phoenix or a Golden State, whoever it may be, but they do have a assembled cast of guys that fit really well next to their MVP, and Morris is one of those guys.
So how about you, Raz? What we can start with your and